The worst personality on the planet and the best personality is your personality, because you can see both sides of it being great and being horrible. So if you take mine, for example, nobody gives a crap about ESFPs. Nobody. Not even the INFJ guy that everybody loves and talks about. Not even the guy who's C.S. Lewis or whatever the crap his name is. I don't care. I don't watch these guys because I am that type. Nobody cares. People only care that I'm entertaining enough to be informative enough to help them say, oh yeah, I actually like that. But saying that is offensive. So now I have this useless personality channel where I vent my thoughts and then nobody actually cares about who's saying it. Because trust me, this is the worst personality to be, and to complement what I mentioned earlier, rather to parallel that for all of my thinker types who are like, you said the wrong word. Look, okay, ESFPs are the most forsaken personality type on the planet. Every single personality channel negates this exact type because it's frankly one of the most annoying types, and we don't hold any value to the freaking planet. We just don't. Because the first thing we think of is NE demon. So our demon function kicks in first, especially for higher anxiety. Being a dad and stuff, my anxiety has been, spiking. And the first thing I think of is NE demon. I think of everything that can go wrong. Oh, we're going to be doing landscaping. Perfect. What is the budget? Who is helping us with that? Who's going to be at my house? Who's going to be here doing different things? And even thinking about that makes me wonder, well, wait, what if I got to use the bathroom and stuff? My wife is, whatever this, and all of a sudden my kids are over here, and I'm just thinking all the worst case scenarios, not to mention the piping problems or whatever might happen. I'm just thinking of all these horrible things because the outcome is landscaping, backyard for the kids, which I'm grateful to have, and the kids need it. And so now I'm thinking I'm a bad person if I don't consider these things. And then I'm looking at the worst case first. So what is the ESFP known for? Entertaining. Because what's the opposite of being a immediate fear paranoia ball is a useless spike of entertainment, a spark. So this horrible thinker that can actually tie things together that don't need to be tied together. Like the things that I'm afraid of and the things that they are legit things that could happen, but it's far and few between. And it's the immediate thing that my brain goes to. So yeah, I might need therapy, but at the same time, that's what happens first. And nobody gives a crap about this personality type because I'm just too much. So where's my value? In my acting, in my music, whatever. And not even people listen to my, what the heck? Nobody even cares about that because music is actually tied to something that you actually do in life. If you say an artist that you heard in high school or middle school, you immediately think of that time in your life where that artist or those songs were attached to. So therefore, music actually has no value unless it's attached to something. You might have a specific playlist that you play at the gym, for example, or when you drive. People listen to hip hop and stuff on the road because there's a beat. You don't have to do anything but just groove. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't listen to hip hop at all. I listen to like crazy, my stuff that I listen to at the gym, right? Something that makes me move and pump. My wife was just like, no, you just cruise on she's from California. You just cruise. I'm like, cruise? Yeah, so I'm high strung, but I'm not an A-type high strung. I'm an NE demon. And hearing the crying in the background right now is a perfect example of this. And most of you will not get this far in the video. That proves my point again. Either I'm completely freaking useless, or ESFPs in general have to prove their value constantly. But then again, you've got other types who are like ISFP, for example, or other types that may want to do music, or they try to really hard. They deep down, they really want to, like INTJs, for example. Got a buddy who just really wants to be involved in it, but they don't do the social side of it. So there's a lot of things you have to be, and as an entertainer, you have to do everything. And finally, when you finally make something you're proud of, nobody listens to it, nobody cares, nobody cares. And then, because they're opinionated, because they have their background of the music that they like, and they have to attach it to the current chapter of what your song is, and if it's even good enough to be a part of their archive. And the older that you get, music has no value because you've already made so many of these these attachments that music is what you were raised with. That type of music is your music. And very few people seek for new music regularly. Some people love it. Some people actually do that, and I praise you. Thank you. We're not talking about music. We're talking about the fact that the ESFPs are entertainer dominant people. We are sparkers. We spark ideas and we rarely follow through. It's very, very difficult to finish things. And that's why we have a TE child function. So really, I started this channel for ESFPs, but ESFPs didn't care. The only ones who actually cared were NF types or NT types. And that hurts the most because, like what the frick do you do? And it was more like a ranting channel to just kind of get out my thoughts on these things. And I hope it doesn't become like, Eric said this, but the C.S. Lewis or whatever the guy, that's an author. Who's C.S. Lewis? Whatever. I don't care. I'm TI blind. I don't need to have my labels accurate. And that could bug a lot of people too. So there you go again. ESFPs rubbing people wrong. Just by programming. So try to function like this. And on top of that, you have a transition issue. The dominant problem that you have is being SE dominant. This is a coveted function. People love SE, extroverted sensing, the ability to provide everybody with a good experience and be present, okay? Every motivational or meditative person was always like, live in the moment, be present. Thinking that that's gonna solve all of our psychological issues. Just be, oh yeah, let it go. Because you're being present and focusing on your breathing. Yeah, try doing that as an ESFP. Because then you have your FI kicking in and bumping you all the time as your parent function. Your SE dominant, FI parent. And then what happens is you have a transition issue, because let's say I'm right here in the vocal booth and I need to go frickin' get something outside the room to go over there. But I've got kids, I've got a wife, I've got all these other things that hit me. As soon as I leave this room, everything outside of this room exists all of a sudden. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't function. I can't do these stupid things. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make a video. And if anybody cares to watch it, most of you guys are NF or NT types. And no ESFP on the planet is gonna watch this or care enough to actually finish it. You might maybe get a comment, but ESFPs we're so prideful that we're the center of attention. Why would we comment on somebody else's video? Because we're making all the content, they're making all the content, so we're all it's just a fight for attention, you see. So ESFPs fight, and that's why you don't see many of us at least doing this kind of thing. So you can't question that I'm an ESFP type. A lot of people are like, well, he thinks too much. How can he be an ESFP? ESFPs are stupid and useless people. Wow, that really feels good. Thank you. You know what? That's true. I validate that. People just don't value ESFPs, and existing is a difficult thing enough. So how do I prove that value? I make entertainment stuff. But most of you don't even follow on YouTube. We have 98% of our views on the YouTube channel don't even subscribe. 98. So basically it says you're not even worth the 2% of my whatever. Like 98% of you don't care. So I'm speaking to you guys, and that just hurts. Try existing now. So it's a good thing I was born into an entertainment family, because if I didn't have that mixed with my personality desire to be that, but really I don't care if I'm famous kind of conflict as well, because I know where that leads to. It's horrible. It's horrible what happens to people just trying to be entertainers for their livelihood in today's world where everybody's famous. So now you're useless. And on top of that, you now have AI kicking in and taking all of our artsy jobs. It was designed to make things easier, like doing your dishes. We didn't even have a freaking dishwasher. And now it's just like, oh my gosh, you know? So now by the time I get done with the stupid mundane things, I might get a chance to breathe and do something artistic. But guess what? Even doing that doesn't bring me pleasure, because finishing it, it's never good enough. And if I'm doing an artistic project, like a song for a production or just for myself, or whatever the artsy thing that I'm doing is, it has to be approved of and then held until it's released. And then finally when it's released, it has to be marketed to be seen. And then once it's marketed and seen, people are like, oh, I like this instead. Not my thing. Not my thing. Not my thing. Just like hip hop on the street. Not my thing. And how's that offensive to you? You who just love hip hop, I'd say most of the world loves it. And I have no problems with it. It's just that I wasn't raised with it. So it wasn't ingrained in my early youth, and so therefore it's not part of my life. I like electronic music, techno and things like that. But now techno is so fake. It's so fake because of, guess what? AI. The easiest genre to replicate is techno. And I don't even, techno is a whole different genre now. There's so many different versions of that. So this is the ranting of an ESFP trying to say, look, I know I'm not valuable. I get it. I've debated taking this channel down countless times. My wife says that this is just a place for me to get my thoughts out, and it's true. And am I accurate? Most of you are looking for accuracy, whereas I'm not even looking for connection. I'm just looking to say, here's what I think at this time, because nobody cares. So I'm gonna make an archive, and it became this channel. So anyway, I love you all. I really do, and I love your comments and insights and stuff, and it is fascinating to me how you guys feel and function, and how you even see ESFPs. But ESFPs, we are programmed to be stuck in the moment, have massive transition issues, because we can't function, get to the next thing, and then this creates this TE child problem, because now we can't finish things, and the things that we do finish don't ever see the light of day. And then it's not enough, because now you have to finish an entire process, an entire album, an entire whatever the process is. And so I don't want to say names or whatever anybody I'm working with. It has nothing to do with you guys if you're thinking of that. But it's like, it's never good enough, and you don't get that result fast enough. When you are the flashiest of the flashy personality, SE dominant to FI parent, meaning what is now is what's important and how I feel about it is what's important, because they're glued together constantly, you never see the big picture, the NI inferior. So We can't even do 9 to 5s. So now you got financial problems because nothing ever freaking happens. A day in the life of the ESFP. Send this to somebody who may care.